James often grumbled about how much work he had to do. "The Fat Controller expects me to shunt the yards as well as pull my trains," he complained. "How am I supposed to keep on time when I'm worn out from all the shunting? Here, there and everywhere, that's where I am."
"Rubbish," huffed Gordon. "You just bustle about looking busy. It's the real work, the sort of work that we do, that counts."
Snorted James. The next morning the Fat Controller gave the engines their duties for the day. Edward was to deliver coal to the harbour, while James was to shunt trucks in the yard. "Oh no," moaned James. "Why am I always stuck with the shunting whilst Edward gets all the nice long runs to do?" Edward felt sorry for him. "You can take the coal if you like," he offered kindly. "It'll make a change to do some shunting." Their drivers and the Fat Controller agreed, and James puffed happily away. "What a lovely day I shall have," he sang merrily as he sped along to the coaling yard. Percy was there shunting as James arrived. He looked surprised. "I thought Edward was doing the coal deliveries today," Percy said. "He was," grinned James, "but we decided to swap jobs. I fancy doing some proper work for a change." "Well, if you say so," muttered Percy doubtfully, as James set to work. The trucks didn't mind. They were looking for some mischief anyway.
"Look,"
they cried rudely.
"it's old Rusty Red. Watch out for the tar wagons today."
James was in no mood for nonsense and proceeded to bump the trucks roughly until they were all in order. He felt very pleased with himself. "Now this is the way to keep trucks in line. This'll be easy." But trucks are spiteful, rude things. It takes more than a few bumps to keep them quiet. The trucks tried all sorts of tricks. They held back on the hill and threatened to snap the couplings. They shook and rattled around, sending coal tumbling over the sides. And they slipped on their brakes accidentally on purpose. James made several trips with the trucks, and this was what he had to put up with. If they misbehaved, he bumped them. When he did, he was coated with coal dust each time. "Oh dear," he coughed. James was very cross, but he was determined not to be beaten. Backwards and forwards he went with his deliveries, with the trucks screaming and banging all the way. By the time he finished, James felt exhausted. Henry saw him at the station and laughed. "Don't you look a fine sight," he guffawed. "Have you decided to change your coat again?" "Very funny," snorted James. Once he had shunted the trucks, he rolled wearily home for a nice long washdown.
"Oh, look,"
squeaked Percy.
"here's James back after doing some proper work. I expect he needs a rest now."
James pretended that he hadn't heard.